Bakovic coming in quick, makes the incredible diving catch. My goodness, Bakovic.
Germani trying to get there, goes back, and did he make another one? Holy guacamole, what a catch there.
Get to the basket, passes it to Cortez, Cortez up, and one. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
You're just in time for the Roadrunner Review, the 30-minute magazine show that features MSU Denver sports and their highlights from this past month. We're coming to you from the Auraria Event Center, home of our volleyball squad, and we have plenty of highlights to bring you from the start of their season. I'm Sean Tafoya, and of course joining me is the Robin to my Batman, Celeste Zubia. And Celeste, what do we have coming up on the show today?
I prefer Batgirl, but thanks anyways, Sean. So the fall sports season is just underway, so we have highlights from men's and women's soccer, golf, tennis, and volleyball, which means we'll have some incredible highlights from our top play segments, and we'll get into the mind of a student athlete to see what makes him tick.
Yeah, it sounds like we have an excellent show coming up for those watching out there in Gotham City. Juan, what you got for us?
Thanks, guys. And if we're gonna be superheroes, then I want to be the Hulk, because no one stops his huacatazos. Today we have a couple news and notes for the audience out there. First, we want to bring you the sad news of President Stephen Jordan, who recently announced that this academic year will be his last at MSU Denver. President Jordan made the announcement at the kickoff breakfast earlier this month. He has spent the past 10 years changing MSU Denver into the preeminent urban baccalaureate college in the nation. From spearheading the Academic Serving Institution program to turning the athletics programs into the front porch of the university, President Jordan has accomplished numerous achievements that have made MSU Denver a great place for students to get their education. We want to wish President Jordan the best of luck in his final year here in the Mile High City, and we want to thank you for all you have done to give us all a chance to make our lives better. Now for a little softball news, as the program is looking for a little support in upgrading their facilities. Head coach Annie Van Watsinga and her squad is starting up the stadium seating campaign for their softball field. Installing stadium seating will provide fans a better way to experience the Roadrunners' high level of softball. So the softball team is asking for donations to help fund this new venture, and you can visit roadrunnersathletics.com for more information on how you can be part of the stadium seating campaign. So when the Roadrunners need help, will you be there to answer? Back to you guys, and how cool would the stadium seating be while you're catching a game at the already beautiful Regency Athletic Complex?
Thanks, Juan. And yeah, that stadium seating is just going to make it that much better for Roadrunners fans to come out and see the softball team at the rack.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The rack is already as beautiful as it is, so that just adds the cherry on top.
Yeah, maybe we can get some comfortable seats up in the broadcast booth for us when we're doing the games. All right, we're going to kick it off the show with some men's soccer. And we mentioned last time on the show that expectations are high for head coach Jeremy Tittle and his squad.
Anytime you bring back 17 players from a team that finished second in the conference in 2015, you know the rest of the country will be gunning for our Roadrunners. After a 2-0 loss to St. Edwards in the home opener, MSU Denver looked to grab win number 1 against Dixie State. This game was big for regional rankings, and after missing the NCAA tournament by 0.5% last season, you know the Roadrunners were amped to make this game count. But it was the Trailblazers who jumped on the scoreboard first. Sean Janae goes low at the far post. Metro keeper Hayden Russ can't reach it, and it's 1-0 Dixie State. MSU Denver answers back 15 minutes later. Arturo Vega on the corner kick. Dimitri Ney heads the ball into the ground, and Kevin Beck is there to knock it in for his first collegiate goal. That evens the match at 1 apiece. It took 2 years for Kevin Beck to find the back of the net, but then just 2 minutes later, it's Beck again, this time on the header from Luan Silva. So not only does Beck score his second goal in as many minutes, but he also gives his team the 2-1 lead. Can Beck get the hat trick? The sophomore gets up high, finds the ball with his head, deflects it at the net, but it's right in the hands of the keeper. The score would remain at 2-1, giving the red and blue the big regional win and their first W of the new year.
2 weeks later, the Roadrunners started conference play in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and they battled Colorado Mesa for 110 minutes to earn a draw with the Mavericks at home. Coach Tittle lost a player to a red card in the first half, but senior goalkeeper Hayden Russ came up big to keep the game scoreless. 2 days later, MSU Denver welcomed in Westminster to the Regency Athletic Complex, and they jumped all over those Griffins from Utah. Freshman Dimitri Ney, with some nice ball handling skills, eventually gets tripped up in the box, giving his squad the penalty kick chance. Senior Josh Belfrage comes through with the PK and the 1-0 lead. Right before the first half, senior Dustin Berg feeds in a great ball to Sergio Carvajal, who knows how to finish, giving the Roadrunners a 2-0 advantage. It would become 3-0 after Ney beat the keep from about 5 yards out. The home team is rolling right now, right? Well, at least for the next 54 seconds. That is before Jaden Olsen finally gets his Griffins on the board to cut the lead to within 2. After a handball in the box, Westminster has a chance to get to within 1, but Russ, who was the hero on Friday, is now the hero of the weekend after coming up with a huge save, ensuring that his team earns the 3 points and 3-1 victory.
Time for the Runners to hit the road to Lakewood, and they took on Colorado Christian. And if you love goals, this was the game to be at. Roberto Velasquez sends in the shot. CCU's keeper gets a hand on it but can't corral it before Dylan Wood pops it into the net. Goal number 1. Jaden Morrisquini gets tripped up in the box, which allows Jeff Gills to net his first goal in the season off the penalty kick. That's 2. Nolan Barth is making a run, gets tripped up, and that's another PK for MSU Denver, and Josh Belfrage adds on another goal to his total of 4. That's goal number 3 for the red and blue. Justin Glyvar finds an opening past the defense and finds Dustin Berg alone in front of the net, and you know the senior won't miss from there. That's 4. And Morris Skinny gets around his defender to beat the keep for the 5th goal on the day for the Roadrunners. It was a season high in goals for Coach Tittle's squad, outscoring CCU 5-1. Yeah, Sean, so men's soccer starting off to an incredible start, so it's really good to see that. And, you know, they got that road win against Mines, so it's really exciting stuff to see.
Yeah, it is, and we talked about all the returning seniors, but it's the young guys that are getting it done. Freshman Dimitri Ney, Juan Arellano's brother Javi doing great things for the team, so really exciting stuff for Coach Tittle's squad. And we're just getting started here on the Roadrunner Review. It's not even tennis season yet, and our student athletes are crowned champions after a stellar performance at MSU Denver's invite. But coming up next, the women's soccer team kickstarts their 2016 season, and we'll have all the action from Coach Peets and her squad. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for coming back on the Roadrunner Review. We stick to the pitch as we feature our women's soccer team on the season preview story from the last show. We told you about the many new faces donning the red and blue, and of course that great defensive line that makes up the 2016 Roadrunners.
Yeah, Sean, ninth-year head coach Adrian Peets looks to complement that defense with some nice parts at the top, with returning freshman of the year Raina Banks and with preseason all-conference Elise Bernard. Let's see if the dynamic duo can carry the squad to a great start to their new campaign.
MSU Denver jump-started their season with a regional matchup against West Texas A&M at the Regency Athletic Complex. So Banks and Bernard are getting all the early season pub. But what about sophomore forward Bree Sanchez, who quickly made a name for herself in the first game? First, the Tucson, Arizona native is given plenty of space to operate, and she takes advantage, ripping a shot into the top right corner to give her squad a 1-0 lead. It was her second career goal for MSU Denver. Then Sanchez dances her way through a couple of Lady Buff defenders to find Banks, who goes far post where the keeper has no chance, and it's 2-0 Roadrunners. Sanchez on the move again, this time looking for Brenda Vasquez, and it just misses her foot. A great pass attempt by Sanchez, and the sophomore is on the attack once again. She fakes the defender out of her cleats, fires, but just misses the net. Stay tuned on the Bree Sanchez story. I think 2016 is going to be an exciting chapter for the second year forward.
I think we came out really well, and we have a lot to work off of, and that was shown here tonight. So,
talk about what happened on your goal.
On my goal, I just got the ball from one side and I kept telling them to switch, and then once I did get it, I just went at my defender, took it to my left foot, and did what I needed to do.
Very pleased with our first half. I thought we played very, very well. You know, I think we just showed a little bit of our potential. Now, I will say, though, you know, with not as many older players, the inconsistency the second half, You know, I don't want to take away from them because they played great the first half, but I thought, you know, we just gave the ball away a little bit too easily in the second.
After a couple tough losses on the road to start conference play, the Red and Blue were happy to be back at home to try and get back on track. Defender Sherstein Sharp leaves a great ball to Banks, who sends it in on net, but Teagamore was there to snatch it out of the sky. On the free kick, the ball hops freely around in the box, and Bernard is there to put it to top shelf to put her team on top in the early going. Bernard looking to make it 2-0. No one collapses on her, so she rips it with the right foot, but it skips just wide of the net. Adams State has their sights set on evening the score. Abby Rasmussen from way out. It has a shot, but it's just over the crossbar. Into the second half, and the Grizzlies still looking for the equalizer. Maggie Carrico goes high. It hits just under the crossbar, bounces straight down, and Erica Torres recovers it before a rebound could be had. That's about as close as ASU would get in the 1-0 win for the home team.
Could Coach Peets and her squad make it back-to-back wins to even their conference mark at 2-2? They would try, and do so against the 2-1 Skyhawks. Roadrunners off the corner. There's a loose ball for Reagan Stott, who's all alone, but she volleys the ball just over the goal. Second half, and Emily Romer is pinpoint accurate with her pass to Vasquez, who beats her defender into the box, fires it to the keep. The rebound comes back to her. The defender sends the ball straight up into the air, and eventually Kaylee Mickens comes down with it. But a dangerous play if you're a Fort Lewis fan. Bernard through the midfield finds Banks and stop the tape. 4 Skyhawks are looking to collapse on the sophomore, but before they do, Banks shoots and scores her 3rd goal of the season. That's all the Roadrunners would need in the 1-0 victory to put themselves back in the race towards the RMAC championship.
I think it was our mentality. You know, we had a come to Jesus moment last week, to be honest, and, you know, just had to get the girls all on the same page again and not be so hard on ourselves and just, you know, play because we love the game, you know, and ultimately work for each other. You know, I think before, you know, they're giving their best, but maybe they weren't, you know, playing as hard for each other. And I think once we started doing that this weekend, you know, they had more of a purpose.
Yeah, that women's soccer team, huge weekend this weekend to really knock off 2 tough conference opponents, turn around some early season struggles.
Yeah, Sean, of course, and it's good that they're able to fix up those rough patches early on in the season, and hopefully they'll be able to continue it for what remains.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, coming up next on the show, brand new head coach Jenny Glenn leads a group of girls that are no stranger to tough competition. They'll face off against some high-quality foes in the Colorado Premier Challenge. So come on back and see how they fared against the best of the best in Division II. We're coming right back at you on the Roadrunner Review.
The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference is committed to sportsmanship.
We take pride in the conduct of our student athletes and coaches.
And ask that everyone, coaches, athletes, and spectators, treat opponents and officials with respect.
We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team.
Unruly, threatening, or obscene behavior will not be condoned.
Thank you for your cooperation and support.
Brought to you by your #1 volume Nissan dealer, Tynan's Nissan. Come in today and choose from nearly 1,200 new Nissans. Get 0% for 72 months with no payments for 90 days. During the Bottom Line event, lease the new Altima for only $149 per month. Gives you both efficiency and performance. Looking for an SUV? Then choose the all-wheel drive Rogue at just $159 per month. Also available with optional 3rd-row seats. Bottom Line savings at Tynan's Nissan in Aurora and Fort Collins.
Welcome back, and it's time to talk a little volleyball. As the 2016 team has their sights set on making it back to the NCAA tournament for the 17th straight year.
Yeah, Sean, it's a great goal for the squad, but one step at a time as they took those first steps on the road at the Concordia University Labor Day tournament in Portland, Oregon. Coach Glenn and her squad hit the ground running, going 4-0 in the tournament to start their season. Senior middle blocker Vasari Fiatoa led the team with 14 kills in the 3-2 win over Florida Southern, while Brandy Tor dished out 41 assists to complete the weekend sweep in the 3-1 victory over Western Oregon.
The Roadrunners were back at the Area Event Center for the Colorado Premier Challenge. They took on 21st ranked Arkansas Fort Smith, and we're going to show you just how good the RMAC's preseason setter of the year, Brandy Tor, is. Tor on the set and stop the tape. The ball is headed towards Ryan Herdeman, and you can see one defender is heading towards Michaela Smith. The middle blocker is stuck in the middle, and Herdeman is one-on-one with her defender, and she completes the kill. Later in the match, Tor with the ball and stop that tape again 2 defenders are looking to defend her dump attempt and Vitati Fiatoa's kill. That leaves Santasia Sturgis wide open for the kill, and Torres running a clinic on the Lions. Let's look at one more play, and again the middle collapses, and Fiatoa and even Michaela Smith's defender is looking towards the middle, while Smith is already in motion to pound out one of her career-high 28 kills. Tor dish out an amazing 59 assists in the upset win over the visiting Lions.
These Roadrunners have a ton of weapons on offense. Defenses can't key on just one hitter. In the first set, Sturgis gets the deflection from the left side and ends up with 14 kills to go along with 9 digs. She's had a great start to her sophomore season. Then Tor finds an opening in the middle to Stephanie Laraway, who won't miss from there. This sophomore hit an impressive 667 to go along with her 13 kills. MSU Denver has 2 great hitters in the middle, including Fiatoa, who gets real high on this blast. The all-conference senior chips in double digits, as well as in tallying 14 kills. And you know Smith can rack up the kills in a hurry. The senior outside hitter clubbers 15 of them, giving the red and blue 4 players in double figures in that category. And how about a quick dump kill from Tor, who only got 5, but that's still pretty good for a setter. Runners roll to the 3-1 win over their crosstown rivals.
We didn't get to mention Ryan Herdeman in the last game, but she came out to play and took out her frustration on the Eagles from Chadron State. Here, she absolutely destroys the kill off the Chadron libero. She has no chance to stop Herdeman's wicked right arm. Here, Herdeman powers the kill into the Eagles bench, and that was after a deflection near the net. And just when you think she's coming with the thunder, she softly tips the ball into open space. The junior right side hitter records a game-high 17 kills while hitting an impressive 533. Again, the home team prevails in a 3-1 win.
Yeah, I think Ryan had a great night. She really mixed different shots in, which helped her score, as well as taking big swings. And, you know, after a little bit of a struggle night last night, she made a great turnaround, which just shows her resiliency and toughness.
The passing was great. That really allowed Brandy to open up the pinch. We were in a lot of one-on-ones. Yeah, everyone just did their job. The middles had a great night. Santasia and the outsides had a good night as well. And that definitely keeps a defense guessing, making our jobs easier.
Here are the volleyball standings in the RMAC, and they are brought to you by the Health Center at Auraria. After completing back-to-back sweeps on the road against Adams State and Fort Lewis, Coach Glenn's squad is now 4-0 in RMAC play, and they are tied with Colorado Mines for that top spot. They'll get a crack at the Ore Diggers on October 21st, where they'll welcome them here at the Auraria Event Center for a late-season showdown. Time to pay those sponsors, but stick around to see which Roadrunners are crowned champions up ahead on the Roadrunner Review.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Oh, hello there. I'm Avery Anderson, host of the Nightly Met here on Channel 58. Do you like watching television that's witty and funny? Maybe you enjoy seeing local performers being highlighted, or you like to watch fun interviews with local citizens. If that's the case, then don't watch our show. We're just college kids, so the jokes are only funny some of the time. The bands suck, and the interviews are awkward to watch. But if that sounds good to you, make sure you tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. or go to mymetmedia.com.
Our tennis and golf teams are off to a fantastic start in the 2016 season, and we'll start on the links as our golf team headed out to compete in the Ranger Invitational. The tournament took place at the Murphy Creek Golf Course in Aurora. Kendra Meeker finished 29th overall after shooting a 166 for both days. Lindsay Gullickson, who was named RMAC's Golfer of the Week last week after finishing second at the Samuel Prohl Invite that week, finished 4th in this tournament after hitting 152 for the tournament. But it was the play of Jennifer Hankins who stole the show. The freshman hit a 74 on day 1, but had a day of a lifetime, recording a remarkable 66 on day 2. Her total of 140 was the top score and won the individual championship in only her second tournament ever.
Oh, I just want to know how my team did. I knew I was playing well, and it was so much fun, and I just wanted to see how our team did to support them and just do the best I could for them.
You know how well you're doing, but as a freshman, how do you keep your composure playing at this high level?
I think I just took a shot for shot, and I didn't care what I was doing. I didn't care what anyone else was doing. It was just every shot for shot, and I think that's what helped me maintain my composure instead of like drifting off from mental.
So no nerves, nothing going on. You were just perfect.
Nerves. There was a lot of nerves, but I think just focusing, and I had a great mental today, and I think I owe it all to that. So
today we got off to a great start. We were actually playing very good. We made a couple kind of tactical errors, mental errors. The way we played a certain hole there, 9, 10, 11, kind of bit us.
You talk about Jennifer's performance. She's a freshman. For her to come out here in only her second meet, that's pretty big. That's pretty incredible performance.
Absolutely, yeah. It was really neat to watch. I didn't get to see every shot because I'm trying to bounce around, help bring the team in, and there were a couple girls struggling that I was trying to help get them on track. But I knew where Jennifer was at. I knew she was playing well. I think her previous best, she said, was even par, so this blew it out of the water, her career best now. But some days in golf, you just click and you get it going. You kind of find that zone that people talk about, and she was in it today. She really played great and held it together, and it was big for us as a team because we knew she was counting for us. She was a counting score, and was big for her to keep making birdies.
The tennis teams and their conference season actually starts up in the spring, but they still got in some action hosting the MSU Denver Invitational. The women's team was led by Courtney Wright, who went 4-0 in the top flight bracket, which included 2 wins over a couple of teammates to win the Flight 8 championship. Freshman Tabitha Porter took her first 3 matches before falling to Wright in the finals. Ling Ying Zhao went 2-0 on day 1 but fell to Wright in the semifinals on the Flight A bracket. On the men's side, Josh Grates was the top flight champion after winning all 4 of his matches, which included a 7-5, 6-4 victory over UNC's Greeley's Kyle Pease. Also in the Flight A bracket, Joey Sherney had a great showing, going 2-1 in his 3 matches.
Time for another break here, but we have top 5 plays from the past month, which includes championships, trophies, and great goals. You don't want to miss them, so come back to the Roadrunner Review.
Left foot high and into the net, Sanchez from just outside the box.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Coming down to crunch time here on the Roadrunner Review, and you saw men's soccer superstar Josh Belfrage net himself a pretty nifty goal off of a penalty kick earlier in the show, and really, Celeste, it's been one of many for the senior in his MSU Denver career.
Yeah, Sean, there is absolutely no doubt about that. This guy has a knack for finding the back of the net. But did you know there's a softer side to the athlete who kind of bullies his way through oncoming defenders? Get to know Josh Belfrage on this month's Player Profile. Welcome to another edition of Player Profile here for Metro State Broadcast Network. I'm Celeste Zubia here with senior forward Josh Belfrage. Josh, thanks for being with us today.
Hey, no problem.
So we mentioned that you were a senior. How fast has your time gone here at Metro?
Pretty quick. Been here 3 years. It's been great. I've been blessed to have my time here and looking forward to what I have this season.
And how do you plan to continue your, your leadership role this upcoming season?
Just getting to know the guys on more of a personal level and hopefully like bonding more with them and getting to know who they are and see what makes them tick and see if we can get together as a group and win some trophies.
Awesome. So on your profile at roadrunnersathletics.com, it says that you're majoring in English. What do you plan to do with that after graduation?
Well, I'm one of the people in the world that actually wants to be a writer. So I like to write poetry, but I really like fiction. I've got a few pieces that are in the works right now. So
okay,
yeah.
Awesome. So we're gonna do a little thing called we're gonna know the real Josh Belfrage. So if you weren't playing soccer right now, what other sport could you be possibly playing?
Oh, golf, without question, yeah.
You have a huge game coming up, like you're in the locker room getting ready. What is on your playlist? Like, what's the go-to song to just get you pumped and ready to go?
Ooh, that's a tough one. The Rolling Stones, it's got to be. I got Rolling
You
Stones
got the tattoo and everything.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Tattoo you, yeah. So.
Give me like the line, just that line that just in the song.
In the song?
Yeah, like sing it for me. Just
In the
show
song?
me like what just gets you going.
I see a red door and I want it painted black.
I see a red door and I want it painted black.
So that's it for now. So thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck this upcoming season.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
I'm Celeste Zubia, and you can see more of us at roadrunnersathletics.com.
Who knew that Belfrage could write? Maybe he could type us some good material for the show. Just kidding, Eric. Now it's time for top plays, and they are brought to you by the Regency. Play number 5 features 2 goals by Kevin Beck, and both were needed in the 2-1 win over Dixie State. The first goal was a scrum in front of the net, and the Chandler, Arizona native was in the right spot for the tap-in. Then, just minutes later, again, Beck happened to be standing in the perfect spot and heads in the deflection past the defenseless keep for goal number 2. Not bad for a guy who has never scored a goal prior to this game.
We saw how good Brandy Torr was in dishing out assists, but her defense is just as impressive. Check out these 2 digs. First, against Angelo State, the senior setter already has a jump on where the ball is going to be placed before it even leaves the hitter's hands and somehow keeps this ball alive. There's no magic or camera tricks. This girl is just amazing. Then against Chadron State, Michaela Smith can't handle the kill attempt, but the cat-like reflexes of Torr deflects the ball over the net to keep the play going. Slow-mo, please, Mr. Lansing. Torr goes up for the block, and right as she's turning around, she throws out her left arm to have her teammates back. Is there anything this girl can't do?
When you talk about superstars, you remember the day they first earned that title. Well, for Bree Sanchez, her coming out party took place at home against West Texas A&M. First, she shows off the power in her leg by sending in a rocket past the keep that gives her team the lead. Then she runs circles around the Lady Buffs where she connects with Raina Banks, who records the goal, giving Sanchez the assist. The sky's the limit for this sophomore, and we're excited to see just how high she can fly for the Roadrunners.
Let's bring in 2 tennis champions in play number 2. Both Josh Greats and Courtney Wright dominated the competition at the home meet of the MSU Denver Invitational. Both student athletes went 4-0 on their home court in the Fly A bracket to win their respective championships. Greats had to defeat a guy from UNC Greeley, while Wright had to take down 2 of her teammates in order to be called a champion. Stay tuned for the spring semester because these 2 could be doing some serious damage in the RMAC.
And the top play from this past month is a spectacular performance by Jennifer Hankins on day 2 of the Regis Invitational. The freshman played out of her mind, shooting a career best 66 to win the individual championship. That score of 66 ties an RMAC mark for lowest round in the history of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. It's also the lowest round in MSU Denver history. Her record-breaking day carried her team to the 2nd place finish at the Invite, and how exciting is it to see a performance like that in only her 2nd meet ever. Those were the top plays from the past month, and as always, they are brought to you by the Regency.
Remember to keep up with MSU Denver sports all season long at roadrunnerathletics.com.
Yeah, for our fearless leader, Eric Lansing, Juan Arellano, Celeste Zubia, I'm Tafoya, and we'll see you next month for more high-flying Roadrunner action.